Hey guys, today is November 19th, 2017, and I wanted to provide a quick update. I bought this 2001 Subaru Impreza 2.5 RS yesterday, and as you can see, it's not in the best condition. So starting from the back, it was rear-ended, so you can see that the trunk doesn't line up. The trunk is actually silver, the wing is silver, and the rear bumper is not aligned. So, walking around, it's like see the quarter panel's dent, all of the doors are dent, the fender doesn't match in color, the hood, the front is missing fog lights, the other fender doesn't match, the door has a dent, and that's pretty much the exterior condition. The rims are WRX rims with gold paint on them, and I'm going to open the hood and I'll show you the inside. This is the condition of the engine. This is actually an automatic car converted to a manual transmission, so I think the only mod he did was 4 unequal headers and also a custom exhaust pipe. The car runs fine, it's mechanically sound, but I need to check all of his wiring or the previous owner's wiring, because I guess one thing I noticed yesterday was that where you see those clips in the middle, they weren't in line. Over here there's like a hose that doesn't have the clamp on it, just small stuff. The airbox is missing bolts, the intake, there's supposed to be some kind of muffler in line with that, which is missing. This whole intake's not screwed in. The radiator isn't seated properly. I don't even know if it's the right one. The battery connection was loose yesterday. Just the entire engine thing needs to be looked over to make sure all the bolts are in place. The rack and pinion boot is torn. There's 2 CD axles that are leaking. You can't see them either, but those need to be replaced. The windshield has a crack. And moving on to the back, this is the trunk. General things don't line up. That tail light doesn't line up right there, and the trunk barely closes. You just have to force it in. The trunk is silver. Looking at the roof, you can see that there's a dent. I'm not sure what happened. The instrument cluster background is actually supposed to be white on the regular 2.5 RS, but they're black. I'm not really feeling this carbon fiber. This thing is loose. Seat belt is torn. I think the front speakers are missing. Down here you can see the OBD2 connection is supposed to be up there, but it's loose. So there's just small stuff like that inside the entire car. Back, it's pretty clean in the back. Got some kicker speakers back here, but other than that, I think mechanically the car is pretty sound. Another thing I forgot to mention, when I first bought the car, the clutch pedal was all the way down here and it wouldn't go past probably halfway. So yesterday my friend and I bled the clutch system, so now it returns all the way back here. And I'll just start the car so you can get a sense of what it sounds like, and then I'll drive it around. That this is a little loose too, needs to be fixed. I'm also not sure why the ABS light is on. It might be a speed sensor that's loose. I think the rear left wheel bearing needs to be replaced. When you go like past 40 miles an hour on the freeway or on the streets, you can hear it not spinning correctly. I spend the money fixing everything up and just getting it tuned up, like replacing the windshield, replacing the parts that need to be replaced, it's still going to be cheaper overall. I might do some body work to it and then either have it professionally painted or maybe spray it myself just to save some money, but we'll see. This is more of a car that I bought because I wanted an all-wheel drive car for Tahoe to go snowboarding. I still will be using my Honda Fit to commute because that car gets really good gas mileage compared to this. I think this is advertised to get around either 22 in the city and 28 on the highway. My Honda Fit gets about 27 in the city and 32 on the highway, so I'll be using that more often. I feel like that's better to park with and it's a smoother ride, so this will probably be a side project car.
Levanto ahorita. Ya no. Agárralo de ahí que no se vaya muy abajo.
I just realized that the carbon fiber panels that I thought were these were actually faceplates, so I was able to take them off and just convert everything back to stock. I did a little body work using the tools here. It's pretty basic stuff: hammer, pliers, screwdriver, crowbar, and essentially I went on the inside. I started smacking that area out just to, because this was creased inwards, so now that that's pushed out more, I hit this inwards so this so the bumper could sit flush, because originally, because of that kink, it was going downwards, so smack that up. So now that this is sitting pretty flush, and then this area, there's the metal bumper support inside. I hit it down a little, and then I hit this up so I could get this back in here. So it looks ugly, but I'm thinking about bondoing a lot of areas and then I'll sand it down and paint it. So we'll see how it looks. It's been 5 minutes and it dropped about a quarter PSI, so I think that's normal. I'm gonna look around and see if there's any leaks. So checking on the ground, we can see that there's a leak coming from this hose. I'll probably need to tighten that clamp. So that's the leak right there. And then I'm not sure if that's existing because I don't see anything dripping over there. There's also a leak coming from my drain pan somewhere. I hope it's just the plug and not something major. Okay, so I decided to take the unequal length header back off and put the stock one back on because I have a check engine light and I just want to convert this entire car back to stock before I do any modifications. So if you go down here, there were 3 nuts holding this in place. One of them was actually missing and the rest were super loose. There's 3 more over there and then it connects over there. So it's pretty easy to take off. It took about less than 5 minutes. So I'm just gonna put the stock one back on. I've been getting a check engine light for a knock sensor code. So there's the knock sensor right there, and I'm going to replace it. This is a comparison of the stock knock sensor. As you can see, it looks a lot beefier. This one was one that I found on Amazon. It had 4 out of 5 stars, and it was only, I think, like $12. So it's a lot cheaper compared to this one, which is probably $80 to $100. A lot of the reviews said that it worked, so I'm not going to spend 8 times more for something that works just as well. So I have the old sensor off. There's that hole. I'm going to put the new sensor in and then bolt it down and then plug it back in. The car did not come with fog lights, so I bought a pair from eBay. These are OEM ones. They also have block off plates that you can put right there, but the price for these, they're about $68 used plus $13 shipping. If I bought these block off plates by themselves, they're at least $80 to $100, so I figured I'd just get something more functional, and if I needed to use them in the dark, I'd be able to use that as well. I got the fog lights installed and got them wired up, so they are indeed working. That bulb was a little dim, so I took it out. I'm actually doing a projector retrofit, so these don't really matter. That is a quick update on this car. If you want to check out more or see more progress of this car, you can subscribe to my channel. Okay, thanks guys.